Well fought 3 points here. So what was key to finally break them down in the second half? Because you tried so much in the first half, 11 shots, but then in the second half things just happened more naturally, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they were compact in the first half. We struggled a lot to find space, more between the line, but the second half was much better. We found our players more easier. I think that's why we scored the first goal, and after it was more easier for the team.
How much resilience did you have to show, especially after creating so many chances? We've seen Chelsea struggle a little bit during the season against low blocks, but tonight you really found solutions.
I think to play against back five is always difficult, but I think the key today was number in the box. And then I think if you put numbers in the box, more time the ball gonna be for us. And today, Malo was there, and then the game is open. So yeah, I think you need to keep going like this to put numbers in the box when you play against back five, because it's tough, always.
Yeah, talking about numbers in the box, you mentioned Malo. Your first goal in 98 appearances for Chelsea, and you get yourself in the box many times. I imagine how much were you looking forward to this moment?
Yeah, a long time since I came here, but yeah, it's not enough. It's just the beginning. The performance was really important for us before the international break. We get the 3 points, so we are here for the top 4, which is our objective. So we have to keep going and keep fighting.
Could you talk us through the goal, because you timed it perfectly, your movement, because you were on site. So, and at the moment, did you realize, God, it's my first goal for Chelsea?
Yeah, of course. But as Joao said, it was our plan to bring players in the box. We know it's our keys. We showed that today. So very happy for the team.
And Joao scoring back-to-back goals. Before I speak about your goal itself, Esteban, 68 seconds he needed to get the assist to you. How impressive has he been in a daily basis? Because I know you've been helping him settle a lot.
I think everyone knows Esteban is a talent, and when he came on, he always wants to show his ability. And today, again, he could give assist to me, and I'm very happy to him because he adapted very quickly, and we are here to help him.
Maresca mentioned that he's been managing a few issues, niggles physically with you. So how's it been for you, and how much does it mean to score back-to-back when you're still managing this as well?
Like I said, the others interview, I'm on the pitch to help the team, of course, first, but I'm very happy to score because I know it's very important for my position, but the important is the 3 points. I just want to help the team, and today I could score. I'm very happy.
And how important was it to win tonight? Because there was a bit of a bad mood after midweek against Karabakh.
Yeah, but it's different things. Now it's Premier League. We won the last game against Tottenham, which was important. Now against Wolves, it was a tough game, but we made the job tonight, so let's keep pushing.
Well done, boys.
Thank you.
Malo off the mark, and interesting to hear him as well talk about Chelsea's desire to finish in the top 4. That is the target, he says, and I'm sure there's much more beyond that in terms of cup competitions. But did Chelsea look in good shape, Gary? Do you think that's 3 wins in 4?
Yeah, I think that's a sort of a classic Enzo Maresca performance, that one tonight, that complete domination, 3-1-6, some goals that would have come.
3-1-6, what do you mean by that?
Just the shape. Enzo will use 3-1-6 against the back 5 a lot. Try and create overload. You hear Pedro there talking about numbers in the box. That'll be trying to overload Wolves' 5 with 6 arriving in the box. Worked well for a couple of the goals. So that's sort of Chelsea. You saw both sides of them where it can look a bit stale first half and they don't quite get their rhythm. And then second half, once they get their goal, they look completely dominant and very comfortable. But they've recruited well, a lot of good young players, a good coach. I don't see any reason that they don't finish in the top 4.
Darren thought you were talking about bingo numbers.
No. Fascinating, those.
Do you agree? Are they top 4 material again?
I think so, yeah. I think it's just consistency. It's a young squad. There's still players that are still trying to develop. A lot of movement.
A lot of work, but you guys got there in the second half. How proud are you of the volume of chances, of the number of goals, and the clean sheet, of course?
Yeah, exactly. Both clean sheet, the amount of chances that we created. It's a game that, these kind of games, I'm always very worried because there are games that you have to win, and they can be tricky games, they can be complicated. But I think we were good. Even first half, we didn't concede nothing. We create chances. You have to be clinical inside the box, otherwise the game is always open. And then second half, we score goals.
Yeah, before the match, we were talking about facing low blocks, and you said we need to do better. And in the second half, you found solutions. So what was key to find that cutting edge?
For me, the difference was just that second half we score and first half we didn't score. No, serious. I just said because first half we create 5-6 chances to score. So if you score, you say how good they were. You don't score, and then second half we just score goals.
A lot of good individual performances, but I wanted to start with Enzo Fernandez and his development as this box-to-box midfielder who just breaks lines with his passing. What's been key in his development in this role, in this box-to-box role?
He has been open mind since we start. I said many times that last season at the beginning he struggled a little bit, and then he was getting better and better and better. I think also the combination him with Garna has been very good in the left side.
Yeah, Garnacho, 2 assists tonight. He took over a position that has a lot of competition, a lot of quality players there. What's been important for him to develop his game since he arrived?
Work hard, work hard. This has been the main message when he joined us. I told him that in terms of quality on the ball, we know that he is a good player, but to play with us, he has to work hard, and he's doing well on the ball for sure, but also off the ball, he's working hard.
And one of your goal scorers, Malo, 98 appearances for Chelsea. His first goal, I see your smile. You must be so pleased for him.
Finally. Yeah, we like to attack with fullback. Sometimes it's him, sometimes it's Cuckoo. Cuckoo last year scored 6-7 goals. Hopefully this season Malo can score some goals.
How much do you rate his versatility?
Malo?
Yeah.
Malo, I said that we have many good players, but Malo for us is a main player in the way we want to play because allow us to be versatile.
Mm-hmm. The past few days there was a bit of a weird mood, especially after the Karabakh game. So how important was it to get a win, to improve the mood especially?
Our mood was good in any case. It's more outside, the noise from outside, because of you draw points against a team that in any case they are doing well, and everyone expects always Chelsea to win all the games, but the reality is that it's not like this.
Thank you, Enzo.
Thank you.
Always lots of noise around Chelsea. It's that sort of football club, isn't it? So let's add a bit more. You heard Malo Gusto talking about them as top 4 being the target. Should they aim higher than that? Why can't they, this season, of all seasons, when other big clubs are stuttering a little bit, go for the title?
I still think not quite ready yet. When you look at the likes of, you say big clubs are stuttering, I still think Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City are the 3 that you look at and say they will probably be the ones that will be competing for the title. But I think in a one-off game, Chelsea can go against any one of those teams, I believe. But in terms of consistency, 38 games in a league season, I think we've seen it already this season. Sunderland being a prime example, at home, getting beat, stuttering a little bit. So I think you'll see these type of problems. But I think top 4 should be the minimum. As I said, I don't think they'll win the title, but I think top 4 for a squad of those type of players, I think should be the minimum requirement.
What if, though, Gary? What if this young team does build a bit of momentum, finds a way to brush the weaker sides away, particularly at home? Yeah. What ifs, but where could they go?
Yeah, no, there are what ifs, of course, and they're second now. So only Arsenal have been better than them so far this season. I think where they are in their journey, they're a lot less mature than some of the others. Liverpool been in this for a few years now, especially some of their Van Dijk's, the Salahs. You look at Arsenal, like players that have been in and around these title races for a while now. Manchester City, obviously, with players that have been in and around title races for many years. And the Chelsea boys are maybe just, they're probably 2-3 years behind that. But because of the quality they have, they do have an opportunity to accelerate it, as you rightly say. So let's see. I think for them to keep grounded and think top 4 and then maybe sneak up on the ones at the top is maybe a better way for them to do it. I think if they hit the top early, maybe the pressure of being the ones to chase would affect some of the younger players.
As Gary says, only Arsenal have been better so far. They had won 10 on the bounce in all competition.
How frustrating was it after so much fight in the first half to not get anything and get that negative scoreline tonight?
Yeah, I thought first half we showed a real spirit. The boys stuck to the game plan. We probably could have done a bit better with the ball, but we've done a lot of work this week out of possession, and I thought you could see that. Maybe with the ball we were a bit loose in the first half, but we had something to build from and play from. And second half, then the first goal really knocked us. What that did do is allowed us to probably do a bit better in possession, because the boys then started to play a little bit more out of structure, which made the game a bit more open. The danger with that is you leave yourself open at the back, and they were a good side and they took their chances.
Yeah, you mentioned when you guys tried more, and after Chelsea's first goal especially, why do you think you couldn't capitalize? Because you were much more positive on the ball.
Yeah, I felt that almost the shackles came off a bit. I think the boys probably felt we're behind now, so and we didn't quite hold our structure very well. Having said that, we created some moments, and we got on top a little bit. I thought if we could have. That was our foothold in the game, if you like. But I always knew the back door was open at the other end, and I thought they took their counter-attacking moments brilliantly.
Talking about the game plan, considering the defensive record this season, 22 goals conceded in 10 matches, now 25 in 11, the main idea was not to concede and then go from there.
Yeah, you come to a place like this, you have to keep it tight. They've got. I think they scored 25 out of the last 26 games. Now, I thought we did that first half without probably offering enough in attack. But I felt the spirit they showed, the boys worked for each other, they connected, and we got little moments of pressure. But then it's hard to do that for 90 minutes. You've got to give a little bit more going the other way. The goal forced us to do that, or forced the players on the pitch to do that. And I thought we did then play some better football, but the game became more open, and that was the danger. I think the objective is to try and do both. Defend well, defend tight, defend connected, but also offer a bit more going forward.
Even though it's a heavy scoreline, do you think it shows that there is a base here to build from?
Most definitely. The spirit the boys showed, I thought, even at the end of the game, where they're, Joao's pressing at the top end of the pitch and they're having a right go at trying to get the ball back. The boys are low on confidence for obvious reasons, but there's a spirit in there, and there's a connection in there, and they've got to build on that, and they've got to grab hold of that, and then that's step one, and then we've got to do better to attack better and defend better, and that's the basics of the game.
Yeah, talking about it, of course, when the new manager comes, you guys will have conversations with him. What is the main message that you want to get across to the new manager from your experience here with them?
My main message to him will be that this group isn't a group to give up on this season. This group can get something out of this season, because I think there's a togetherness with them, and they want to do it so much. So if the structure's put in place, if the organisation's put in place, and work is done with them, I think they can improve, and then maybe with some additions in January, we can get out of trouble.
And of course, there's been a lot of reports during the day regarding Rob Edwards and talks with the club. I just wanted to check with you if the club has said anything to you, if there's any updates that you can give us on that.
No, I think they've left me to concentrate on this. I'm sure I'll find out some information later on, but at the moment I'm not in the know.
Thank you, James.
No problem.
Rob Edwards is the guy, and we understand that those are going on right now with the Middlesbrough manager, who was earlier given permission to speak to Wolves and was taken off duty for Middlesbrough's game against Birmingham earlier. And Rob Edwards was actually succeeded in his previous role at Wolves by James Collins, who was leading the side here this evening. Now, you might have seen as well the headlines at the start of this week when Vitor Pereira was sacked, that Gary O'Neill, the former Wolves manager, was leading the race to be the next Wolves manager. I think we were all slightly surprised to read that, Gary, when it came about, just because it's quite an unusual situation that when a manager has left. How long was it before? 10 months before, I think?
Yeah, December last season.
Yeah. So how close did you come to returning to Molineux?
Yeah, no, well, I spoke to the football club. It's a football club that I still have like huge emotion for. I loved the fan base. We had some very, very good times together. We had some tough moments, but great fans. Loved my time there. Some people there that I'm very fond of. And it just didn't feel like the right time or right fit for me at this moment. So, but a great club that someone's going to get hold of and going to have a right go this season and start to try and build something with.
What was holding you back?
No, I've been very patient since I've come out. You know, I think I've had conversations with lots of people at different clubs, and I want to make sure that we get the next one that feels right for me at this moment. And you know, there's a lot of things that go into that, and this week just decided that this one wasn't right for me at this time.
Would it have felt a bit strange going back there?
Yeah, I think when something like that, you look at how often it's happened, and you know, I worked for Harry Redknapp a bit, and he jumped around Portsmouth, Southampton, and back, but it's not done very often. But that wasn't something that put me off. The going back wasn't a problem. You know, I'd have, I back myself to do well in any role that we go into next. But we have been patient for a reason. We're trying to find one that we think ticks some boxes for us, and this one wasn't it at this time. Well, you heard from James Collins. He thinks this group's still got a chance of surviving. Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of work to do, of course, but they turned it around last season. Julian Lopetegui turned it around 2 seasons ago. People had us written off when we managed to get to 8th and to the quarter-final of the FA Cup. So this club is known for fighting and finding a way. But it is going to take some work, of course it is. And James is an excellent coach, and I think he handled himself very, very well in a difficult circumstance this evening. And now, hopefully, by the time the next game comes around, they'll have a permanent manager in charge and a direction. So if it is Rob Edwards, would you have any advice for him? Do you think there are any easy wins going into that dressing room? I think that would be unfair of me to offer Rob advice. Rob has done great in the clubs that he's been at, and he will have his own ideas what's best to do with this group. Obviously, Middlesbrough have done fairly well this season. So I'm sure Rob will have watched that. He knows the club. He'll have a good understanding of the group, and he'll have his own ideas on how he gets the best out of them. Yeah, Rob Edwards looks like he's the guy. There he is at Middlesbrough, and they were clearly very disappointed that this has happened so soon in his time at Middlesbrough. But maybe this is a club that he couldn't say no to, despite the difficulty of their position right now, given his connections with Wolves. He played for them, and he's also been a coach for Wolves as well. So he played over 100 times for them and played under some top managers there. Was the first team coach. He actually had 2 games as the Wolves interim manager as well, when I think he was only 33 at that stage. And then got his break by leaving the club at Forest Green. Started to catch the eye for football clubs when he led them to League 2 in style as well. Got the Luton job, promoted in his first season. Relegated in their only season in the Premier League, and then left as they slipped down the Championship. What do you think about this period, Darren, in terms of Rob's time at Luton, when you consider the resource that he had to work with there as well?
Well, I think getting them promoted in the first place was incredible, because they, of course, weren't one of the favourites either, and it was a big deficit that he came in, done the job, got them to the Premier League, which I thought was a fantastic. Yes, they couldn't sustain Premier League football, and then it was the following season where I think a lot of people probably expected Luton, maybe not one of the favourites again to go back up, but certainly to kind of flirt around the playoffs and get themselves back in there, considering what they'd done the previous season. And I think to watch them slide down towards relegation, I think kind of went against him. But this is a fantastic opportunity if he takes the Wolves job. I still quite get my head around it in terms of where Middlesbrough are in the Championship and where Wolves are, but only he'll know the reasons as to why he's opted to do that. But as Gaz said there, I'm a big fan of Rob Edwards. I think he can galvanise a squad to start winning games. But the biggest thing you've got to do is get the confidence back, because watching the performance tonight, there wasn't any.